All right. So I've got a comment here from Patty. Patty 1254. How's it going, Patty? I'm new and the poster girl for a player who's been winging it, but has been losing a lot recently, and now want to understand the ring system. I have all my clubs on the wind chart printed out. This might be a dumb question. There are no dumb questions. There are only dumb answers. So I'm the only one who can be dumb here, Patty. But are you adjusting opposite the direction of the wind? I'm desperately trying to understand it. So I'll draw it out, and then we'll get out on the course, and we'll see if I can. I'll go slow. I'll tank some stuff, and we'll see what the deal is. So when we're looking out here, like let's say here's the flagpole, here's the green out here, and here's our tee box, and we're going off in this direction, and the wind's blowing like this. And just for safety, we'll say we had a 3 mile an hour wind. 3 mile an hour wind. So we set our shot up exactly like we act like there's no wind, like the wind over here doesn't exist, and we're just going to take the shot, and if we hit it perfect, we're going to go out. So we want to line up to the cup. This is one thing I see a lot of people do that don't use the wind ring method, is they never once were actually going to the hole. They were constantly trying to work I have no idea what they do. This is why it's so good to use the wind ring method, why it's so, and there is a learning curve, Patty. So we want to aim directly at the cup, just like we were doing if there's no wind. So our ring set's down here, our bounce is right here, so here's our ring set. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rings. So here's our ring set. So once we get it all lined up, we want to leave it right there, and then we're going to spin our screen so that we're facing the same direction that the wind is going. And then we're going to pull out those, if we were using a sniper as an example where it was 1 per ring, just so we have some easy stuff to do here, we're going to pull 3 rings out. It's best when you first start to not worry about the variables or any of that shit. Just pull out the 3 rings and get up here and get used to that methodology before you start messing around. So let's get out on the course, and we'll go down and play like 2 or 3 or 4 so the wind's not really high. What we got here? Santa Ventura and Sunshine Glades. I can't stand Sunshine Glades. We'll play this. We'll play it. We will play it. And maybe we'll be able to make sense of all this. Gokasha Bay. Gokasha Bay. I like Gokasha Bay. Dun 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 dun. And this will be a good, easy hole to do it on. Great. I figured out a way. The last time we played this hole, I was doing a max overpower hook shot. I think I was doing it with a Kingmaker, and I never got on, but I was super close down there. Super close. Super. Okay, so we're trying to go to where I'm at right there. I'm not going to change my spin. I'll just leave it right there. And we got a 3.2 mile an hour wind. So what we want to do is we want to get to the point where you can see where I'm looking here and I'm parallel to the direction of the wind. Now I know that my extra mile is 2.1 per ring, 2.0 per ring, so a ring and a half. I'm pulling back. I know the wind's going to push me forward, so I'm pulling out that 3.2 in order to compensate for the wind. And then I hit at 70 rings great, which is par for the course. Don't make me have to turn my Facebook on and log into Facebook, Patty, and try and friend you. Where we could get out on the course and friend each other. Don't make me do that. I had to log into Facebook the other day my wife was like, she couldn't get her phone. She got a brand new phone and it wasn't working. She's like, okay, if I have to get a hold of you, what's your Facebook stuff? Been the first time I logged into Facebook in a while. And I have 900 and some odd friends, and my wife isn't one of them, so I had to friend my wife, because that's how seldom I'm on Facebook. Nice. The wind is okay, so once again, I'm going to line up like I'm trying to make the shot. My thing is, where am I at? I'm at max club. I'm going to line up. And then I'm going to set it up so that I'm facing the same exact direction as the wind. Now this is a 1 per ring club, so I know if I don't do any extra adjustment, it's just the 2.8. So there's 1, 2, 8. Hitting it perfect. Left myself just a short. That was definitely on track. Definitely on track. Definitely. Now, let me turn my grid on. This might help too. It won't help if you don't have a grid. It's not going to help. But this is why I have these 2 little ticks up here. These are my wind mark ticks, so that I can try and get the arrow so that it's straight in it when I'm spinning around and I'm trying to be parallel to the wind. So we want the wind to be blowing straight in front of us. We're looking at our ball guide and we're trying to be parallel with the wind, and then we're going to pull out what we need to pull out to adjust for that wind and then take our shot. Now we've kind of had tailwind that's almost exactly the same direction as our shot for those first 2, but see if we can get a side wind. Oh, this one's the same thing. Same exact deal. I don't have enough topspin to get it there. No dice. I don't have enough backspin to stick me there. No dice. Alright, once again, this club is, I'm going to say it's 1 per ring. It's 0.9. But we'll just do 2 rings. And a little bit of curl. And a grate. And a grate. It might be good that I hit a grate. And why does their sniper seem like it has more backspin on it than mine? And it can't. And then they are short shooting, which is what they need to do because they're going to overshoot it. Good game. Good game, my man. Good game. All right, let's see if they'll play again. We'll go do this a couple more times and see if I can get this shit right. Not 1 cent of my money. Oh, come on. It's tour 4. Why are we playing down there? We're playing down there so that if we can take our time and it doesn't really matter whether we win or lose. Let's try that one more time. I'll do it one more time for you, Patty. The wind that we actually had on that particular hole, or all 3 of those shots, was pretty crappy because the wind was on the drive, it was going this way, and then on the second hole it was going this way, which is the direction we were going, and then right here it was going this way. So it would be nice to get a side wind. It works out a little bit. It doesn't really matter to us which way the wind is going. And we got a 4-3. That's excellent. Okay, 1, 2. I don't want to get too far down here. Okay, so 4.3. Now I know that I need to do a 10% on this times 1.1 divided by 2.1. It's 2.25 rings. So once again, I got the wind facing, going in this direction. I'm facing in that direction. I'm parallel to the wind. Now I'm going to take out 2.25 rings. 2 1/4. A little teeny bit of curl. And I brought the wrong bag. I should have brought my bag with my Guardian. I love playing this hole. I have played this hole so many times with the Guardian. And yes, I could have got out there farther, but here I don't have to worry about the trees. I don't have to go around the trees. My ball guide will be a little bit better. I don't try and get on this particular hole. Like, it looks like my opponent's going to try and get all the way over into this area. If they try and get over in here, yes, you've got room, but now you've got the trees in your way. So those trees aren't going to be in your way because you're going to have to put curl on it, but it will hamper your, when you're setting it up, it'll hamper your setup. That'll work. That'll work, my friend. That's not the way to do it. I don't think you'd want to do that more than a few times, but that will work. It will. Okay, what you do not want to do here is leave yourself up on the top of this green a little short. Okay, I got the wind facing in the direction that I'm parallel to the wind, and I'm going to take one ring out. And all I'm doing there, because I'm already at the red line, is just taking out the side wind. 70 rings, great, to the left. And I'm going to be exactly where I told you not to be. And the reason I told you not to be here is because this is a max overpower putt that you can't make. Or at least it used to be. We'll see if they change this green. It doesn't look like I'm that far away and it's downhill, so you'd think I'd be able to make it, but it used to be a max overpower putt and you couldn't make it. This is an old green, and it is massive. And these old greens, there's spots on them you unrealistically can't make it with a putter. My putter actually serves double duty because it sits in my bag, and when I'm doing, if I get caught in the trees, see, that's what I'm saying, you can't make it. Close. Right where I told you not to be. Look at that. The ball guy was lying to me. The reason the ball guy was lying to me is because it was going up the hill, and then it has a flat, and then it's going down the other side, and so the ball guy, it's appearing and disappearing because it gets caught up. You got too many undulations and it can't keep up with it, so that's why it does that, where you're like in one spot and it goes a mile, and then you move it over a blade of grass and then it's short. That's why it's doing that, because there's a lot of movement on the course and the ball guide can't keep up with the movement. So I guess to answer your question, let's go back and look at your question and see if I'm answering it correctly. I have all my clip charts. This might be a stupid question. Are you adjusting opposite the direction of the wind? Yes. I guess that is the answer, is yes. The wind's going in this direction, and we're pulling opposite of the wind to take the wind out. Whatever wind. So it doesn't matter. If we're taking our shot and we're going down in this direction and the wind is here, we're going to spin ourselves around so that we're facing in the same direction as the wind. Once we've set our shot up, set your shot up first, get your shot like you want it, and then adjust for the wind, instead of trying to do both at the same time, which is what I see a lot of people do. And what I would recommend too is, if you're new to the wind ring method, is go down and play lower tours where it doesn't matter. Now, if you're brand new it could be a bankroll issue. Go down and play tour. Go down and play Castle Meadows or whatever, Meadow Castle or whatever the Tour 1 stuff is, and take your lumps, because like I said, there will be a learning curve on it. But always set up to the hole exactly like you'd want, and act like there was no wind. And set the shot up exactly like you want to the cup. Then spin around. Look the direction that the wind's going. Make your adjustment. And then take your shot. And go down and practice on the lowest tour. On the lowest tour. Tour 1? Is that what it is? Is it cast? Shit, it's been so long since I played Tour 1. Meadow Castle. And yes, Meadow Castle has, some of the Meadow Castle holes have been in tournaments, in the Community Cup tournaments. But come down here and play. I mean, it's 50 coins. Come down here and play and get that feel. And once you're comfortable with it, then you can, go back to whatever tour you're playing. If you're brand new, it's really, I had only played for it was 2 or 3 weeks. And I was at that point where if I couldn't find some way to accurately move out the wind, I was going to quit playing, because it was just, it was kind of hokey. There had to be some way to do it so that you could try and be accurate. And I found Tommy came out with a video and was talking about the guy, and I swear it's Zachary Jones, but talking about the person that came up with the wind ring method, and that was it for me. I was sold. But thinking back on it, there was a learning curve where it took me a while, because it does take more time. And so you'll have to, just get used to that method. Once you've done it a few times, it starts to become pretty much second nature. But always remember, set your shot up first. Get it where you want it, like it's going to go to the hole, and act like there's zero wind. And then once you get it set up, then take the wind out. And watch other players when you're out there playing, because you'll see them. They never once ever actually set the ball up so that it was going right to the cup. They immediately went out there, and it's the eyeballers, the guys that just eyeball the wind. And they immediately start adjusting for the wind, and it's like, you never set that shot up to go right to the cup. You just started moving it around. I have no idea how they did that. It'll come quick, though. If you need any more help, Patty, just leave me another note, and I'll work it out. Okay? Thanks for watching.